Play I want it, you know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic, keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah.
Don't try to drain my energy, the enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me, I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this, freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus, living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it, go on and take your aim.
I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I can change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break the glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the gas, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grieving. Put your foot on the gas, no, never stop competing, yeah.
Hey, everybody. I thought we were in the stream, but I guess we weren't. How you all doing? Everybody doing okay? I hope. Welcome, Arctic Fox. How are
Thank
you
you.
today?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here.
Great. It's really good to have you. He is a voice for the voiceless. I'm going to let him speak for himself and tell all the things he does, but he really is relentless about getting cases out there that are not high profile, because there's so many. I mean, just so many. I'm amazed at how many you are able to get out on a daily basis. Actually, please, everybody, take the poll. I'm asking our listeners, if do you hear about cases that are not high profile on YouTube? So, okay, want to tell us how you started and why you do what you do?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I started off like probably all of your subs out there. I was a sub. I was watching a bunch of channels: Novelist, True Crime, Mountain Girl 212, Lip Lock No More, and I got to seeing all these missing kids and everything. And then I got to seeing how many of these faces no one ever really sees, because they get no news coverage. They don't get coverage on these bigger channels because they don't generate clicks and views and revenue. So I decided that I was going to be a voice for the voiceless. I was going to start covering these children that go missing, that get no coverage, no news coverage. I mean, in a lot of cases, the only information that I have available to me when I cover a case is what's on the missing persons flyer, because there just really is nothing out there on them.
Yeah, there isn't. And how do you find your sources? Because a lot of people want to know about it, but they don't even know where to look.
Honestly, go into Facebook on all the missing persons groups. There are countless parents out there begging to get coverage for their kids on these Facebook groups, and no one's paying any attention. It's all falling on deaf ears.
Yeah. And LE is really not no help to a lot of these. Like one that we're going to kind of feature in a little bit it's kind of sad. And I want my wrongful conviction people to really listen to this case, because there's corruption involved in it. And we know how y'all like to dig in that, especially Jinxie. So welcome to everybody that's new to my channel. I'm Linda Kay, and I see some new faces, and I'm very happy to see you. So welcome. But continue. How long you been doing it? I heard you were on a really big channel, which is really exciting, I suppose.
I've actually been on a couple of bigger channels, and to my amazement, because I'm a speck in the tubes of you right now. I've got a whopping 600 subs.
We'll get that up there.
But I started the channel. I mean, my YouTube's been there for years, but it was just cars and stuff like that. So I erased all the car stuff off there, and I started my channel officially on the 1st of February. And since that time, I've gotten, like I said, I'm up to 600 subs. Friday, I only had 500 subs, so I've grown 100 subs just since Friday.
Congratulations. That's really, really good. That's great.
A lot of what has helped me is every morning you can find me as a moderator at Angel Talks Too Fast. I'm also in Lip Lock No More's moderating
I love
all
her.
the time.
I love her.
You know, the other night I was on Manimal Reacts on his
I've never heard
channel
of that.
talking about one of the cases that I'm working on. And that was a little intimidating. I'm not going to lie. It's the first time I've been on a channel that large. And I've also worked with Mountain Girl 212. We're
I
working
could
on
do.
one case together right now.
Mhm.
And I'm always in her chats. I like to support creators that are in this for the right reasons.
That's right. That's my big thing. I want to get people who are less drama and more factual, because I really believe YouTube is a big area, and if you're giving factual information, it helps. The drama should be just labeled as that, drama. You know, I
Exactly.
mean, you have a choice to go where you choose to, and I will never ever say that anybody's channel is bad because they're doing their own thing. That's what I believe. But we all have a choice. And if you're looking for facts, that's the people I'm trying to get here, because I have dealt with nothing but facts for 5 years. And I don't see how any speculate. It's good to speculate. It's good to knock around possibilities, what could have happened. I get all that because I've done it. But you have to have facts to back what you say and put out into the airwaves. And see, where you're concerned, you talk to a lot of the families of these missing people. You dive right on in there, and here I am, I'm ready to help you.
Well, absolutely, because it's one thing to hear someone talk about a case, and a
Right.
lot of these creators have never touched base with the family at all.
Mhm.
But when you start talking to these families and hearing the heart wrenching grief in their voice as you're talking to them, it gives you a whole new perspective on how important it is to get these cases out there. One of the cases I'm working on right now, I've got a mother that lost one son back in June,
Mhm.
and now her other son's missing, and that's all she's got left. And she's running into brick walls everywhere trying to get help, and no one had even touched or covered this case at all.
Mhm.
I saw the case on, like I said, on Facebook. That's where I
Right.
found the case. And I was like, I'm going to help this mom. I'm going to make sure that this gets exposure. And now that case is probably going to be picked up by John Walsh.
That's fantastic. That is really, really fantastic. And this is the case of I maybe I should find a flyer that I can put up of him. Do you have one on your community page? I mean, I've shared the
I don't even
videos.
have my community tab yet. I'm still waiting on them to give me
Oh,
my
okay.
community tab.
I have only thing I really have is the what I've shared. So I don't know if I've shared a missing poster, but I would like to see if I did. Let me see if we can find, or if you have a missing poster we could share a screen with of Timmy, that would be great. And you do Monkey Michael Vaughn. He's another one that
Yes.
you're up to date on. You just did an update on that today.
Hold on. I will share one of the flyers I've got.
Okay, that's good. That's great.
Where are you at?
Thanks, Jinxie, for sharing that link. Please subscribe to Arctic Fox. He does put, I mean, he's relentless on the amount. I don't even know how many you do a day, but you are making videos all the time about these missing people, and you're a very, very strong voice. Hi, under my scars. Nice to see you. That's good. Getting some subscribers. That's great.
Just bear with me.
It's not that we're like really want a ton of subscribers. You want to be big. What you really want is just a lot of people to hear what you're saying. The right people putting out what you got to say. And oh, here we go. Okay, there we go. And I'll let you talk. You go right ahead. Tell his story. I'm going to mute and let you go.
All right. This is Timmy Dees. He's 25 years old. He went missing from Fredericktown, Missouri. And let's see, he went missing on the 28th of February. He's 25, 5'10", 150 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. Timmy does have a couple of tattoos that are very identifiable. He has a bottle of ranch dressing and a pizza roll tattooed on his left calf, and he also has a bionic hand tattooed on his left hand. He was last seen wearing gray and green Packers hoodie and a pair of Levi's. He was last seen at the Seabarn gas station in Fredericktown on the 28th of February at 1:30 a.m. after taking $160 out of his ATM machine. Now at 4:30 a.m., or I'm sorry, 4:40 a.m., he called 911 saying that someone was after him. And as I was saying, he had just lost his brother on the 19th of June. He has a history of depression. He hasn't picked up a single paycheck since he went missing, and he has a really great union job. So he wouldn't just leave those funds laying there. Really, all his mother Barbara needs to know is that he's alive and he's okay. And when I picked up this case, the cops in Fredericksburg, they weren't doing anything to help this mother. And I understand it's not a Fredericksburg case. Here's the situation. The gas station is right on the border of what would be considered the authority of Fredericktown, and what would be under the authority of Madison County. So technically, this is Madison County's jurisdiction. So Fredericktown was giving her the blow off and everything. They weren't helping her at all. She ended up going to Jefferson County to file the missing persons report because no one else would help her. Now, she lives in Jefferson County. That's how they've gotten involved. They've done more to help Barbara than anyone has. Now, since I've put 5 or 6 videos up calling out Fredericktown, they have gotten involved.
That's great.
I talked to Barbara on the phone last night. Now, this is an interesting case with lots of twists and turns and corruption. There was a boy named, let's see, where is it at? Named Durante Martin.
Yep, I was just going to say Durante Martin.
Now, he was killed in Madison County, and they had called it a suicide. And an independent autopsy later revealed that there was no way this boy could have killed himself. This was flat out murder. Now, the sheriff of Madison County is also the assistant coroner. Now, and we'll get to, when there were a couple of searches done for Tim, but none of them involved law enforcement. They were just independent searches by the family. They did bring some dogs out there, and the dogs had hit in between 2 separate storage units at a storage facility. Now, they opened one of those units up, no problem, let them look, nothing in there. The other one, they refused to open up because it belonged to a police officer. And so this sheriff / assistant coroner, she's the officer that would not let them in that storage unit. Now, Tim had been at a party the night that he went missing, and the person that owned the house where that party was, or no, I'll take that back. The person that owned the house where this Durante Martin was killed, well, he's the cousin of that coroner / sheriff. So his name's James Wade. He was allowed to clean up that entire crime scene. No CSI crew came out, no evidence collected, nothing. So this dude named Trevor Holland, he was at this party with Tim. Now, he was arrested at the party. He is dating this James Wade's daughter.
Yeah.
And so he was at the party, and I know it's confusing. There's
no, it's not confusing. Here. Believe me, my viewers are the ones that are in the community I've been in. They're taking notes. Believe me.
But this Trevor Holland cat, he was at the party with Tim. He was actually arrested from that party. Now, all this information, there's corruption. There's got to be corruption going on here, in my opinion. Initially my thought was, well, they wouldn't let them go in that storage unit. I bet you a cop's kid was at that party and saw something and blah. But I'm getting a bigger understanding the more that comes in and the more Barbara calls me and tells me what's going on. However, the chief of police of Fredericktown, his name's Eric Hovis. And I believe if you're going to run a true crime channel, you've got to do it responsibly. I called them out, but I will also be the first to come forward when they start doing the right thing. The chief of police of Fredericktown, Eric Hovis, he was very helpful to Barbara yesterday. And he sat down with her, talked to her for a great bit of time. And one of the things that's concerning is that 911 call that took place at 4:40 a.m. According to Madison County, those calls aren't recorded due to budgeting restraints. And that police chief, Eric Hovis, he says, well, that's odd. There's no way that shouldn't be recorded. He said to put it in turn, what he actually said was he's confused about Madison County and agrees that the 911 call not being recorded seems off. So that's where we're at in the case at this point. Now, I was informed by a creator much larger than myself that she has 100% confirmation that John Walsh is picking this case up.
That's great. That is really, really good, because there is a thing about Timmy having some issues with depression and some drug use. And because of that, it is another factor why I think it's part of the reason why Ellie does what they do. But I know for a fact it is definitely in a lot of cases of older young adults that they won't look for because they have a drug history or they have a criminal history, and they just say they don't matter. That's how
yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Mhm.
They hear the word drugs or prostitution, either one, and they completely write them off.
And it should not matter. They're human beings. Somebody thinks what this is, they're not being around or hearing from them, is a strange behavior for them. It's not normal. Listen to the people who love him, right?
Absolutely. And, here's the thing. The drug use, the prostitution, we all have things in our past that we're not proud of.
Yeah.
Those things should be a side note. They should not be the headline.
Exactly.
The headline is someone's loved one is missing and there's a family grieving that needs closure, that needs their loved one home. Regardless if they're found alive or if they're unfortunately found deceased, they have a right to lay their loved one to rest.
Yes.
Or to bring their loved one home. So
yes, exactly. And Sunshine, yes, they're called integrity units, and every single solitary part of justice should have one. Out of office integrity units, which mean they're not involved directly with the police department or with that court system, but they're outside people who can look at what is being done and make sure that enough is being done. If things that are corrupt are being done, if you know what I'm saying, if it's substantial to take somebody to court and put them in jail for the rest of their life, who's dropping the ball? I mean, we really need that because
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And unfortunately, what I see in so many of these cases is that there's no one holding these municipalities accountable.
That's right.
I mean, there's not any press coverage. There's nothing going on. The bigger creators aren't covering it because it doesn't generate clicks or revenue. So, I mean, and don't get me wrong. Okay. No. I want Summer Wells to be found as much as anyone does. Mm-hmm. But there are other children besides Summer Wells out there that need help and other families that need help without everything being Summer Wells on every video that I see on YouTube.
And really, what information are they getting? They're just digging into certain this and that's. And personally, I'm pretty much done with that because at this point, I have come to the conclusion that the only facts as we know them in this case is that poor Summer Wells, who is 5 years old and missing from I don't know what part of Tennessee, but she's 5 years old. She's been missing for 9 months. Nobody has been taken off the table as a suspect, and she's missing. That's all I know.
Can I just bring something small up here?
Sure, go right ahead.
Not really small, but it's something that bugs me immensely. There's absolutely zero evidence to show that Summer Wells was abducted from her home. Zero. There's maybe a 0.111% chance that she was actually abducted, but she has an Amber Alert out on her.
Yep.
Michael Monkey Vaughn has
Yeah.
no Amber Alert,
And a car was involved.
and a car was involved. And per the Fruitland police, everything points towards an abduction, but yet zero Amber Alert issued for him.
Yep. That is something that needs to be changed across the board. You know what I'm saying? Because every single, like I said, every single individual is somebody's loved one, somebody's father, brother, mother, sister, whatever. And they're all important, no matter what they have done or do. They are important to this person that is reporting them of behavior that is not normal. It's not normal for them to not be seen, right?
Exactly.
They're missing. Okay. I do not know where my loved one is. I cannot imagine that happening to me and having the police tell me that, well, they're old enough, they can walk away if they want to. Well, that's not really, I don't see that. Maybe he's a drug person, just kind of went off on his own. They do that. Whatever kind of thing you're trying to brush on to these loved ones, it's bullshit. You need to stop it. You need to do what you can at that moment that it's reported, because them are the vital times. Right away, get it out there. And as many people as possible to share it. And these bigger channels, as far as I'm concerned, I love a lot of them. I don't hate anybody. If I don't like the channel, I don't go there. You don't see me commenting. That's just it. I go. I think a lot of them should really pick up these little cases and put them on their community walls. Do you know what I'm saying? It only takes a few minutes. I go to your channel, I see what's new. I go to Mountain Girls and I see what's new and I share it. Now, I don't want no thanks for that, but if I can do it, they can do it.
It only takes a moment.
That's right.
And, one thing I want to stress is you don't have to be a creator to get involved
That's
and
right.
help.
That's
All
right.
it takes is a minute for you to share this on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and it helps to get these faces out there. And that's what these children need. They need as much coverage as possible. It's not about doing a video. Anyone can do that.
That's
But
right.
it's about sharing the video, sharing the media that's out there, and getting them as much exposure as possible.
That's right. That's what I'm all about, getting all of you good creators who don't get seen, or if you do, you know what I mean? It's not by law. I want everybody to come together and realize that, hey, you got a talent, or you got a skill, or you got to know how to do this, that you can probably help me learn how to do this, and I can help the situation better. Do you know what I mean? Build it bigger and better. And everybody, only takes a minute to say, here's a person that's missing. Put it on your community page. Share it in a tweet if you're tweeting all day long. You're just adding content to what you do normally, right? I mean, I tweet every day, so I just add that content. It isn't hard. And I think more people should do it. And I'm really, really happy to know that you and Mountain Girl are really doing a fantastic job about getting awareness out there. We were talking about what was the one they found, that young boy, 15 years old, I think he was.
Taylor Ogle.
Yes.
That's an example of what can happen when the true crime community comes together instead of being so divisive.
Yes.
There was no coverage of Taylor. I put a video together for him. I talked to Taylor's mother that morning. And, again, I talked to the mom and the dad. They told me how heartbroken they were, this and that and the other. And so I put a video together. Everyone started retweeting the video. I got other creators to try to cover Taylor's disappearance.
Yep.
And the next day, he was located safe.
That's right. Yeah. And that's really when I started seeing you and Mountain Girl. Sorry, sweetheart, you're not here to talk for yourself, but believe me, nothing bad will ever come out of my mouth about you. I have a lot of respect for both of you, because you both said, hey, you know what? We really need you guys to start helping, sharing, just doing a little drop in the big ocean. You know what I mean? Because if you take those little drops out, what do you have? A puddle, a dry spot? You know what I mean? So all of us matter. My subs matter. I will interview my subs. I will interview creators to me. And if I can just help pass what you creators are doing, that's my part too. I might not make the videos like you do. I allow you to do that, you're better, you know. But if I see,
I
come
don't know
across
that I'd go
something that
that
boom,
far,
boom, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm not one to get on there and you know what I mean. I'm a people person. I'm a find out who works with what and how we can be better. That's kind of me. If you look at my channel, it's all really basically me interviewing researchers in the case I was on for 5 years and how they did it and why they did it. Because to me, that's very interesting. And I think that's interesting for a lot of people out there. And here, everybody matters. Subs and creators are all the same to me. You know what I mean? So there's nobody out there that I won't ask to come on and talk. You got a grievance? You want to come on and talk? This is the place to do it. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And I really want to feature you, Mountain Girl. And you said something about Angel talks too
Angel
fast.
talks too fast. Now
I'm sorry, I don't know who that is, but
she is one of the best people in the world to take a video of a suspect and analyze their behavior. She's a behavior
oh
analyst,
wow, that's
and
interesting.
she is all about the facts. She does not allow wild speculation on her channel. She is just very down to earth. She just the facts, and so, and lip locked, she's one of the moderators on her channel as well. And I'm there every morning when she goes live because she's just one of the most wonderful people that I've had the pleasure of meeting on YouTube since I became a creator. So
That's great. I'm gonna have to check her out. I'm gonna have to get her up here to talk and see why she does what she does. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's a plus that John Walsh is going to do Timmy's case. I urge some of my researching friends out there to get on the ball and look up Monte. What was his last name? Martin. I got it written down.
Durante
Yeah,
Martin.
yep. And look him up and check that stuff out because that's kind of suspicious to me. You know what I mean? So you might be able to help some other people solve the case of this so-called suicide. That sounds extremely fishy to me. This was a kid who was a football star, and you know, from what I've read, it doesn't sound like it would be that person doing that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
And we see a lot of corruption in these smaller towns very frequently, unfortunately. And so it's up to us as
mhm.
creators to start holding these smaller towns accountable when we see the corruption there. Darkness Exposed made a good point earlier. There was another case of a child that went missing this past week, and his name was Gaden. And we put videos together, shared them, passed them out all over social media. He was found later and recovered within a relatively short period of time. So,
Yeah, it says it's getting torn today. About continuing to cover missing cases, but I do care. I do because I care. Yeah, see now I get very invested and my heart is real. I see these things and my heart breaks. When you were talking to Barb, I believe Timmy's mom's name is that
Barbara,
correct?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
my heart was breaking listening to her. And you know what I mean? I couldn't do what you do. I couldn't talk to the family like you do. I would be so heartbroken at every moment because the case I was in for 5 years, my heart breaks for that person who's wrongfully convicted. And so I got to limit my emotions if I want to continue to do this because it can be very hard, very draining. And I'm sure it is for you as well.
yes.
I don't know how you can do it without breaking down all the time, but more power to you. And I respect that 100%. It's for some people and some people can't do it. And missing persons, if I can just help bring somebody home by just sharing something, you never know what end of somebody's social media will be. We all have different ones. I mean, we might even have some of the same people, but I highly doubt it. Do you know what I mean? So that's seeing eyes that from every direction, it all helps, right? Every single eye that sees it helps.
Exactly, exactly. Another thing that's bothersome is that we see often in the true crime community where a teenager will go missing. And it so often, if a kid's between the ages of 11 and 18, they automatically get stamped a runaway. And that's got to stop too. because not every child is a runaway. And regardless of whether they ran away or not, their parents still deserve to have them home. You know,
Yes.
they're still someone's family member that's gone missing. They if they ran away, they're still in danger. You know, an 11-year-old that runs away from home, they have no ways to pay to go eat. They have no way to pay for a hotel room, to have a place to stay. And it's a perfect opportunity for these groomers out there to take advantage of them. And it's a horrible situation to just, oh, it's a runaway, we're not going to put any type of alert out. I feel like we need a national reform of the Amber Alert system, to
I
where
agree.
not only it's an abduction that gets listed as an Amber Alert, every child,
Mhm. Every
regardless of
child.
age, deserves an Amber Alert out on
Mhm.
them. And I know that there's people that disagree with me. A lot of people that I respect. In fact, Novelist disagrees. He says that, people will become numb to the Amber Alerts and they'll turn them off on their phone. But if we don't do something to get these faces out there,
To
we're
treat them equally, because
exactly.
everybody is worth putting out your all out efforts of whatever town you're in or city to, if somebody comes up missing, it should be dealt with immediately, because it is the first hours that you could probably save that person's life. You know what I mean? Because if
Yeah,
it
the
is
the
an
first
abduction or
24 to
something
48
foul,
hours. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, that excuse me. I,
But
I just meant it's the first hours are the most important to find out
yeah,
where
24
they
to
are.
48 hours are critical. If they're not found within that time, the chances of finding them safe,
Mhm.
alive, it goes down dramatically,
And
you
well,
know?
somebody's going to say to you, "Well, look at so and so who lived 18 years and had." That's a very unusual case.
Yes, there
Most
are
times,
cases.
children are taken; they're murdered.
There's
Okay,
cases out there, and they're the exception to the rule. You
right?
don't see a Steven Stainer case every day. It just doesn't happen. And even in that case, look how many years he suffered psychological abuse at the hands of his keeper because he wasn't found for as long as he was. It's not just about being found murdered. Sometimes that psychological damage is worse than if you had been killed in the first place.
Hmm. Yeah, it's. I believe for children, it comes down to the first 8 hours of their abduction, if you ask me. They're taken immediately out of the state, which they should block off all exits to the interstates immediately, which they do not do. And I think they should.
I
I mean,
agree
that just makes
wholeheartedly.
sense.
I
Huh?
don't know how many of my videos you've watched, but one of the things that I always stress in my video
Mhm.
is don't just be looking for, like, say, Monkey Vaughn in
Yeah.
Idaho. We don't
Yeah.
know where he's at. He may not be in Idaho anymore. He may be in
Sure, he's not.
California by now. And also, a lot of people don't submit tips because they think it's something minor that they already know. No tip is too small. Submit
That's
any
right.
tip that you've got, because a lot of times it's that one small tip that breaks the case wide open.
Yeah. 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 I'm telling you that it is vitally important that people stick to the facts of a missing persons case. We already know that it can blow up into a whole kind of circus. Poor Summer. She is one that suffers for all the clowns in her circus. Uh,
Well, in fairness, her
it-
mother is one of the biggest
well, I'm
clowns in that
just was
circus.
just gonna say that the parents created the tent, the clown car, and everything that went in it. Let's just say that they are not the norm. Okay. So, in order to really do any good for any missing person, please make sure you have the facts when you are broadcasting it, like me and Arctic Fox do. It is vitally important to stick to the facts. You get updates, do the update as soon as you can, if that's what you do. Do you not agree that that's important to do?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I mean, I may not always do an update video, but like if a child's been found, I'll always go back to my video and I'll just put, like, in the description box, I'll put update so and so has been found safe. I mean, or I'll update, the information that's come in since I posted the original video.
Right, right. And I mean, we've seen that it can, the word of mouth can really get a kid. We just had one that was really vital that he got found within the first few hours because he had a suicide note. He was found. You even had, well, what they claim to be his friends in your chat. They didn't seem like they were trolls, you know. So there's people that will come and be in the chat that might be a family member. So it's also very important that the people that chat make sure that they're kind and respectful. I really think that that needs to change too, and that the creators are their controller of that, and they should lay out to their moderators what they will accept and not accept. So
Absolutely.
they know that,
Absolutely.
because your moderators are your safety, your security guards, like at a bar. And if they're going hog wild crazy, I'm sorry, they're not doing you as a creator any good, or your subs any good, because unless you're downright disrespectful and being personal, I think you have a voice. That's just how I feel. You know, if you're
Oh, I
asking,
agree. I
yeah.
agree wholeheartedly. And I mean, if I'm doing a live for a missing person
Mhm.
and I see someone talking crap about one of the family members, I will boot you. I don't care about my sub count. I'll boot you. I don't need you as a sub if you're going to come on my
Right.
channel and talk shit about the family of a missing person.
Yep. Yep. Well, I am 100% behind you. I hope that everybody that is in this chat gets on board and subscribes to articfox. He's growing, he's a new channel, but he puts out so much factual information. And like I said, it is so important to have updated pictures, the right weight, the right height, the right what they were doing. That all them little things that some people just don't even think about. They just get on there and start talking about it, and they don't do this. You are always one that has the poster as the face for your channel, um,
Absolutely.
which I think
Absolutely.
is wonderful. Um, I, I 100% back you. I think that you are a very respectful creator, which is something we lack in the YouTube community a lot. But that's their choice if they want to be there. I don't put anybody down. You can go anywhere, do anything, see, be in any chat. You're still welcome here. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, because we all like to see different things, you know. But creators who are out there, who are pretending to be true crime, and I'm sure I don't even have to name them. People know. Um, it's good to know that there are ones like Arctic Cat, and I'm gonna go check out Angel Talks Too Fast. I've heard a lot about her lately, you know, so I've got to check that person out. And Mountain Girl and my friend Mystic Jinx and you know, Brendan Talks. Them are all very good factual channels. I don't know Darkness Exposed, but I'm gonna check you out too. Thank you for being here. Anybody who's a creator in here, you know, I welcome you, and I hope that you all get to know Arctic Fox and go over there for facts. Every day it's somebody new too, isn't it? You're always pulling out somebody new.
Well, I mean, like yesterday is a good example. I was going to take yesterday off and I wasn't going to post anything on my channel yesterday, except for I was going to do a live stream. And, you know, here I am scrolling through Twitter, and all of a sudden I come across a 14-year-old girl that's got a baby with her. She's the mother of the baby, and they've gone missing. So, yeah, I mean, if I see that on my Twitter, I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I'm posting a video up on my channel.
Right, right. And all Arctic Fox's information, his Twitter, his channel link is all in the description. I did correct the spelling. So I'm human. What can I say? But you know, I mean, please, you guys, I mean, get on board here. Go subscribe to him, give him a view, a like, a thumbs up. It helps the algorithms to get out there so he's seen by more. And I really believe that we should be on a wave of missing people, getting them out there. There's more. I mean, my heart goes out to Summer, okay? But there's more than Summer out there. People need to get out of those rabbit holes and just let Ellie do its work. You can have many more added characters there that aren't going to give you any answers. They're just going to make you frustrated and have more questions. And then you'll be picking apart that one. Keep her face out there. Keep the facts of her out there. Um, get a picture of Summer that looks like Summer. The missing poster really bothers me about Summer because that is not how Summer looked when she was missing.
Exactly.
And so get a recent picture of her, make your own, but make sure it's all factual and get it out there. I say that, but move on to some other people like Timmy here, who's really dealing with, sounds like a corrupt town that just doesn't give a damn about this guy or his parents or who love him or anything about him. And I really honestly think that that is very sad. Very, very sad. And nobody is above anybody, is right. I mean, they're all people. They all have loved ones. So anyway, is there anything you'd like to say, Arctic Fox, before we kind of, and I'll get some questions from the audience?
No, I mean, honestly, one thing I want to say is if you're a creator and you're new and you're just getting into this, I would like to, if you're in this for the right reasons, I would like to extend an invitation to you to come on my panel during one of my lives. I will drop your links and I will help your channel grow because we need more people that are in this for the right reasons out there. And we need this community to come together rather than trying to tear each other down all the time.
Yep. 100% about what I'm about. You said it. You say it less verbiage than me. But if anybody has any questions, I see, let me see. What does this say? This is interesting. I had a lady ask me to look up a case, 9 years old, vanished 2000 from her hometown. She didn't get any love from the media. John Walsh did a short on her and Oprah show a pic of her. Oh, yeah. I heard that you have even went out as far as to write to, well, Nancy Grace, and some other ones to see if they'd pick this up on Timmy too, correct?
I tweeted Nancy Grace. I tweeted John Walsh. I emailed Duty Ron. I emailed Chris McDonough.
Yeah.
And so far, John Walsh is the only one that's picked anything up on it.
Okay. Well, hey, he's a big voice. He is a big voice. Yep. And you, like I said, you can be the next one up here because that's all this channel is about bringing creators up. I mean, I know Arctic Fox said, hey, come on up. I'll help build your channel. That's exactly what I'm doing too. So we both will do that. He'll have you. I'll have you. Everybody here is welcome to come up here. You don't have to be a creator. I'm showing creators that are people that I think give you factual information about cases and that are going out of their way to do a lot. And they say it's not hard. They're in it for the right reasons. Let's just put it that way. I believe in people that are doing this for the right reasons. That means they care. And the people that you have sub to you will care too. You can build overnight, but are them people really there for the right reasons? So building slow and having the right people is important, I think.
Absolutely.
Who's on panel? Well, I am Linda Kay from Checking Convictions. It's my channel. And this is Arctic Fox. He is a new creator to our community, but he's very, very good at missing persons cases. He features them on his show all day long. Any other? Let me see. Yeah, well, you got to expose all them. Oh, thank you, Alice. Very nice. Refrain commenting. I'm going to refrain here that John Walsh sincerely cares. Yes, I believe he does. I mean, he had a child that was taken from him, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it's one of those things. I was just talking about this on my channel the other night. A lot of times a glimmer of light comes from tragedy. We've got a case in my hometown. Morgan Nick went missing 30 years ago, and her mother took that, ran with it, and created the Morgan Nick Foundation, just as Adam Walsh is one of the main reasons that we've got the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children today.
Yeah, that's one of the causes that my merch, if it ever takes off, I'm going to donate to missing and exploited children. I have a very, very close friend of mine that was in the true crime community with me who passed away. That was their favorite charity. And I do that for them in her name. That's where it will go. So I really believe in them. I really do. And I really think that they need more funding so they can find better ways of finding people. Let's be honest about it. It really, some of these states and towns, and they really need to jump up and not let the Timmies of the world just go under a rug. It's not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have any more you'd like to say, I think if there's no more questions, I just want to tell everybody, please go over and please pay attention to cases that just because it doesn't have a dollar sign doesn't mean a damn thing, especially to me or Arctic Fox. We don't care about that. We want the missing to be found, and we want facts out there, correct? Am I speaking right for you?
Yes, absolutely.
So I enjoyed seeing a lot of new faces. Thank you so much for becoming a member, UK Truth to be told. You can come on if any of you would like to come on. You can email me. My information is in my about page. All of Arctic Cat's Twitter linked to his YouTube is in the description, and you'll find him on the YouTube streets. And pretty soon you'll have your community page, right?
I'm hoping I hit 500 on Friday. I still don't have it yet, but I'm waiting.
That's great. Congratulations on that. And I hope that you grow and grow and grow and grow, and your voice is heard many places. So thank you for everything you do. I can't thank you. I have my respect for you as 100. And I'm really glad that you're in our community. And everybody else, thank you so very much for being a part of it. Get the word out about Timmy. Check out Arctic Cat. And if you want to be on, email me. And everybody else, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. I got to get my fancy little exit. I like making videos. Thanks, Arctic Cat.
You have a wonderful day, and thank you for having me on.
You too. Thank you for being here.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon. Got a taste, can't erase bitterness in my face. Work a job every day till your dreams fade away. Like a card, never change, play the game that we say. I need a break. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming on. I'm staying strong, need to move on to be what I want. I'll keep dreaming.